Hey there, Tim here from Income TV, and today I'd like to share with you my thoughts on investing in your 20s to retire in your 30s. Before we get started, I just want to remind you that when you're done watching this video, be sure to leave a comment below to be eligible for our daily comment cash contest. Details of the contest are located in the comments below. Alright, let's get started. To many of us, the dream of retiring in our 30s is just that, a dream, a fiction. It's 2018 and we're all more pressed than ever to grind out a 9 to 5 until our bones turn to dust. I've talked to people who are afraid they won't get to retire until their 80s. And I get it, really, I do. It probably sounds like I'm speaking some foreign language when I mention retire and 30s in the same sentence. Well, stick with me for a minute and I'll show you not only why that's possible, but how it's possible to do it. So what's the secret of financial freedom in your 30s? It's pretty simple. It's all about how you choose to invest your money in your 20s. No matter what you're investing in, the principle is as simple as it is universal. What you do with your money now affects what you're able to do with your money later. Well, obviously, right? You might know that that's a fact on paper, but what are you actually doing about it? What steps are you taking right now to put aside money for the purpose of making more money? If you're like most Americans, the answer is probably not a whole lot. The vast majority of 20-somethings these days spend their income pretty much as fast as they get it. Dating, electronics, bars, all these are great. Wonderful things come with a not so great price tag. Even that morning cup of coffee you grab on the way to work is costing you $5 a pop. And you probably don't even think about it. Don't even get me started on those weekend Uber trips. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that the first step to real financial freedom at a young age is obvious. Reduce your spending. I could take one look at the activity in your bank account for any given weekend and probably save you hundreds of dollars in about 5 minutes. It might not be exactly what you want to hear, but it is true. If you want to start making some real money, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. That's just how it is. I can also pretty much hear a response through the internet too. Look, my necessary expenses are through the roof, and that's what's eating my paycheck, not a bunch of luxuries and frivolous purchases. And I hear you. It seems like no matter where you live, the rent and the bills only go up while your wages basically stay stagnant. That's also a 2018 reality. So what can you do about it? The answer may be more than you think. Unless you're living in a studio apartment in the middle of nowhere in a cornfield or something, odds are you could reduce your rent if you really wanted to. You don't have to live in the hottest district in a major city. You don't have to have the newest phone days after it launches. Speaking of phones, do you really need that unlimited data plan? What I'm really driving at here is the first step towards earning money, real money, is saving money. No matter where you're at in life right now, the odds are that you could be saving a lot more than you are now. The more money you have, the less debt you accrue, and the more money you have to move on to the phase 2 of the plan, investing. So how do you retire young? Well, the answer definitely isn't working for someone else. The answer is working for yourself by investing. We're talking about investments that are more long-term than, say, trying to play the penny stocks. One of the best investments you can make is in real estate. You've probably heard the old adage, you have to spend money to make money. Well, the thing about a lot of old cliches is that they're actually true. If you bite the bullet and invest intelligently in a down payment on a property while still building your credit and pinching those pennies, you're going to build equity. And what you're going to find when you do that is that you can set up a domino effect. That's right, money makes money. Once again, big shocker. You can use your credit and leverage your equity into a second property, a third, a fourth. You keep your day job and you never forget the frugality that you practiced back in step 1, and you slowly start acquiring more and more until before long you're worth more than you've ever dreamed. Whether it's houses or just land, investing intelligently, and yes, I keep repeating that, is the key to building lasting wealth. The stock market is a fickle beast. Unless you know exactly what you're doing and have a lot of ability to absorb risk, and I'm guessing you don't, buying real estate and leveraging your credit and equity wisely is the path to being able to give your boss the finger in your 30s. The best part, This is all stuff you can start doing right now. Whether you're 22 and penniless or coming up on 30 and still trying to find your way, the path to lasting wealth and an early retirement is saving and then turning that money into more money. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, is also known as one of the most frugal men in the world. Do you really think that's a coincidence? Because I don't. I think that about sums it up for today. What do we go over? Number 1, cut your spending. Seriously, find a dozen different tiny ways this week to save money over last week. If you manage to save $30 that you would have spent on something you didn't really need, you're already miles ahead of the game. We also talked about what necessity really means. Do you have to have a 2-bedroom apartment? Can you seriously not tolerate having a roommate or living with your significant other? If the answer is yes, fair enough, I get it. Do you really have to live in the biggest city right in the heart of the hottest district? Oh, and the phone thing, don't get me started on that again. After that, we talked about investing the money we saved in long-term investments, such as real estate, especially that pay out serious dividends. We talked about building credit and leveraging equity to move upwards while still practicing smart saving and spending habits in our own personal lives. You want to know how to retire by 37? This is it. Working for yourself is the only way you're going to be able to do it, and that's just the way of the world. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it and learned something, give it a thumbs up below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and tick the little bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are released. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to respond as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.